Alright guys, Tom here and welcome to the first ever England Football Club video I have ever done, and I'm going to be doing this all the way up to the World Cup 2014 in Rio, Brazil. Now I'm going to be doing a review for every single England match we have. Now I am English, so I thought it was pretty appropriate to do England as they are my hometown basically, or home country as you'd like to say. So I'm going to be doing a review of the match that we had last night, which is in Moldova. It was Moldova versus England, and you're probably pretty aware of the score. It was Moldova 0, England 5. A really good thumping by England, and a pretty good match to watch actually. I really enjoyed watching the match. I was pretty tired as it was on a Friday, and I'm usually pretty tired after a Friday, but it has been the first week of school, so I was absolutely knackered, and I did actually find myself falling asleep. I think it was twice whilst watching this match, but it was nothing to do with how exciting the match was, as the match was pretty exciting on England's behalf. If you were a Moldova fan, I'd be pretty disappointed with this performance, as it doesn't look like you're going to be going to the World Cup 2014 on that performance. Now England's lineup, or the starting lineup, started with Joe Hart in goal, Glenn Johnson in right back, Lescott in centre back with Terry, so a pretty good partnership between them, and Leighton Baines in left back instead of Ashley Cole. Then you had Milner on the right wing with Lampard and Cleverley, and also Gerrard was just in front of him with Defoe, and then on the left wing you had Oxlade-Chamberlain, the beast, and I was really happy that Defoe was starting. I think he scored 2 goals so far in the Barclays Premier League, and I think he scored a really good goal against Italy in the friendly a few weeks ago for England, and I was really happy that he was in there, because every time he's on he always seems to come up with a bit of magic, and this match he did certainly come up with a bit of magic. It looked as if Cleverley was going to take the more advanced role compared to Gerrard, as he was just sitting behind Defoe, and he played really well. The first goal actually came from Cleverley when he had a shot. It was just going to go in the top right hand corner. I think it was going on goal, and one of the Moldova players accidentally handballed it. Apparently it was slightly harsh, but if I was the referee I would have given it, and the Moldova player was Sermian Bulgaru, and he just slightly handballed it. It was a handball, and to be fair to England, it was definitely a handball, and I would have given it. And then Frank Lampard, who else do you want to step up? With ease, just slots it into the bottom left hand corner. The keeper can't reach it at all, and Frank Lampard makes it 1-0 in the 4th minute. A really good start for England. And Tom Cleverley did actually get the assist for that penalty. So a really good start for England. Sermian Bulgaru did get a yellow card, so he was on a yellow card. So a bit of a shaky start for Moldova in the first minutes. I did actually say to my dad this could be a 5-0, and it did actually end 5-0, so I was pretty happy about that actually. But Glenn Johnson did receive a pretty cheap yellow card after he brought down one of the Moldova players, Kowalczyk, but that didn't come to anything. But I thought the booking was really harsh, as in the Premier League you would have just got a simple warning. The next goal was probably one of the best goals of the night. Arguably, I thought it was actually the best goal of the night. Maybe James Milner's goal outside the box, but I thought this was a really well worked goal. Adam Johnson just picked it up in the middle of the park and launched it right across the park into the middle of the 6-yard box, where Frank Lampard had made an amazing run, and he went past one player and just slotted it into the bottom right hand corner with his head. The keeper should have done much better. He should have been off his line to punch that. We didn't even come out, and Frank Lampard, the only thing he could do was slot it home. It was a very easy goal, but the ball from Glenn Johnson was out of this world. A great start for England, 2-0 up after 28 minutes, and it wasn't shortly after when Defoe got his goal in the 31st minute. One of the best goals of the night. They were all really good. Also, Chamberlain passes through the defence. I think it cuts past 2 players. Defoe is waiting on the right hand side of the box, and one touch without even looking up slotted it into the bottom right hand corner. I don't know even if the commentators knew what had happened or how the hell it went into the bottom right hand corner, but it did. The keeper should have definitely done better, and Defoe scored a great cracker of a goal, and he goes to celebrate in front of the England fans. It was a really good goal. 3-0 up after 31 minutes for England. What a great start. We then don't get another goal until after half time, and after half time we got our first substitution of the night. It was Michael Carrick was brought on, a really good player for Manchester United. Solid centre midfielder, slightly defensive, so it's a really good chance for him to shine, as he was back in the England frame, and I was really excited to see how he played. Steven Gerrard had gone off, and Moldova had also made a new substitution, bringing coming off Alexandru Dedov. Coming on for him was Alexandra Sukharov. So two new players, one for Moldova and one for England. So Michael Carrick had his chance to shine. Except from really good shot from Tom Cleverley on the first minute of the second half, England went completely silent. Nothing had happened at all until Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain went off. Some new legs for Theo Walcott, who I think played really well. He had really good awareness in this match and set up a goal for James Milner when Walcott picks up the ball from the England defence, runs up to the Moldova goal, passes one player from a little bit of dodgy pace, he just puts it too far in front of him, manages to get it back off him, runs into the box, passes to Cleverley across the other end of the box, and then Cleverley passes to Welbeck, and then passes back to Walcott. You thought the chance had gone, but then Walcott makes a really good instinctive pass to James Milner, who is waiting on the edge of the box, and James Milner scores his first ever England goal with a really good strike. It was perfect pass into the bottom left hand corner. What a goal from James Milner, getting his first ever England goal, who had gone quiet for the second half. Glenn Johnson had kind of taken on his role in right wing, and James Milner had gone really quiet, so it's a really good goal for him to get, and an amazing goal for his first ever England goal. That goal came in the 73rd minute when James Milner had scored, and then it went slightly quiet until Leighton Baines got a really lucky free kick. He took the free kick looking to go and bent it into the top right hand corner, took a crazy deflection, and the keeper looks absolutely saddened when it starts rolling into the opposite corner to where he dived in the bottom left hand corner. And it was a really funny goal, one of those comedy moments. But it was 5-0 to England, and that was the last goal scored by Leighton Baines. Possibly an own goal, but I'm pretty sure Leighton Baines would like to say that was his first ever England goal. Another first England goal for England in this match. The referee blew the whistle after 2 minutes of half time, and a pretty good performance for England. They got 54% of the possession after 93 minutes on the field, 19 shots and 11 on target, so they got some really good amount of shots away and a lot on target, only 6 off target. Equal amount of corners for both sides, 4 corners each, although no goals came from corners. England only made 6 fouls, but Moldova made 9, which is a pretty big number. There was only 2 players that got yellow cards in the match. One was England's Glenn Johnson, and the other was Moldova's Bulgaru, who got it in the first minute. So these 2 yellow cards were in the first 10 minutes. Pretty soft, although it was a pretty clean match. The England substitutions were Carrick on for Gerrard, Walcott went on for Oxlade-Chamberlain, and Defoe went off to make way for Welbeck. Welbeck didn't make much of an impression, slightly set up the goal for James Milner, but Walcott for me was the star substitute. He played really well. Carrick was slightly quiet. I wanted to get him more involved in the game. Thought it was slightly quiet and could have been a lot better, but I was really impressed with Walcott's pace, and he played really well to set up that James Milner goal. I personally don't think that James Milner is really one of the best players that we have on the England side. He's made 17 out of the last 18 matches for England, and I personally think there's lots better right midfielders in the England frame. Example, Walcott. I think Walcott should have started. England always like to put him on as a substitute to use his really good pace, but I think he's a really good player, and he can play in right wing really well. He does have his critics. Apparently he can't shoot or cross, he can just run, but he has some really good instinctive play, especially when he passed to James Milner for his first ever England goal. There were times when England played really sloppy. After at the start of the second half, they played very sloppy, which is disappointing and very boring to watch. But straight after, when Walcott came on, 2 goals came in quick succession. First the James Milner goal, and then the lucky Leighton Baines deflection goal. The performance I gave was an 8 out of 10. I thought it was really good from England. I'm looking forward to the Tuesday match against Ukraine, where they don't have Shevchenko, which should be a really good confidence boost. It is at Wembley. I would like to see Walcott start, as I don't think Milner was that good in the England match except for his goal. Terry was quite quiet, but he did do his job. So was Lescott. I thought Leighton Baines was making some really good runs. Glenn Johnson was playing in right wing at times. That's where Milner's fault was. He was just sitting back a little more, and I would have liked to see him in a more advanced role. Lampard played well. He got 2 really good goals. First a penalty, then a really nice header. Cleverley played amazing in that advanced role. Gerrard was slightly quiet. I would have liked to see him a little bit more active. Chamberlain was the usual pretty good player. He could take on a few people, was slightly quiet for times, but when Walcott came on, he was really good. And Defoe's goal was out of this world. He had a chance to score a sitter in the first few minutes, but missed that. I think that England could have played a little bit slightly more better. It wasn't a perfect performance, and remember, it is Moldova that they were playing. So this should be really good for our confidence. But this is only the first match of the qualifications. We've also got to play Moldova at home, so there's a lot to improve on, including getting more into advanced roles, especially for Milner and Gerrard. I would have liked to see Carrick more in the frame as well. Glenn Johnson played really well. So did Cleverley. I liked how Lampard was playing as well, and Leighton Baines was making some really good runs. I thought the match was really good overall. What were your thoughts? Thanks for watching, and goodbye.